We wake up each day and we see prophecies being fulfilled right before our eyes. And so we see the warning signs all around us, right? And I'd just like to share with you this morning from Ellen G. White writings, where she speaks in the book Evangelism, page 53, how we should pattern after the master evangelist. The topic is patterning after the master evangelist. And we know who that is, Jesus Christ. And so she says, study Christ's methods. It reads, if ever it has been essential that we understand and follow right methods of teaching and follow the example of Christ, it is now. How he met the people. If you would approach the people acceptably, humble your hearts before God and learn his ways. We shall gain much instruction for our work from a study of Christ's methods of labor and his manner of meeting the people. In the gospel story, we have the record of how he worked for all classes, and of how, as he labored in cities and towns, thousands were drawn to his side to hear his teaching. The words of the Master were clear and distinct, and were spoken in sympathy and tenderness. They carried with them the assurance that here was truth. It was the simplicity and earnestness with which Christ labored and spoke that drew so many to him. The great teacher laid plans for his work. Study these plans. We find him traveling from place to place, followed by crowds of eager listeners. When he could, he would lead them away from the crowded cities to the quiet of the country. Here he would pray with them and talk to them of eternal truths. In the synagogues by the seaside, Christ went about all Galilee, teaching in their synagogues and preaching the gospel of the kingdom and healing all manner of sickness. He preached in the synagogues because thus he could reach the many who gathered there. Then he went out and taught by the seaside and in the great thoroughfares of travel. The precious truths that he had to proclaim were not to be confined to synagogues. Christ might have occupied the highest place among the highest teachers of the Jewish nation, but he chose rather to take the gospel to the poor. He went from place to place that those in the highways and byways might catch the words of the gospel of truth. He labored in the way in which he desires his workers to labor today. By the sea, on the mountainside, in the streets of the city, his voice was heard explaining the Old Testament scriptures. So unlike the explanations of the scribes and Pharisees, was his explanation that the attention of the people was arrested. He taught as one having authority and not as the scribes. With clearness and power, he proclaimed the gospel method. And may we follow his example when we go out to teach and share with the people out there about the second coming of Jesus Christ, the blessed hope, to warn others who are in darkness about the crisis that's about to come on this earth. May God bless us as we go out to share the blessed hope, Jesus Christ. Blessings, Maranatha, Jesus is coming soon.